Hi guys, it's Mary Ellen. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, thanks for stopping by. Today's video is going to be all about digital planning. And I know, you probably thought I would never say that, but stick around to see how I am using a digital planner. Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a little bit different, as you can see by the title below. I am a paper planner by heart. You know this. I love my paper, I love my pens, I love my stickers, all of that. But when Boss Personal Planner reached out to me to ask me if I wanted to try one of their digital planners, I was intrigued. I've also had a lot of people asking me over the years to try a digital planner, and I've kind of hesitated because, like I said, paper planning's my jam, but I decided why not give it a try during quarantine. I had the extra time and I was kind of intrigued, like I said, on what it was all about, so I decided to download it and check it out. The only digital planning I do is on my phone. I will use my phone calendar, but I've never actually tried a digital planner. So I'm just going to show you what it's all about and what I've been doing with it. This is not a standalone app. It works with third-party apps like GoodNotes, Notability, Notes Writer. You need some sort of notes app to make it work. You also need a tablet and a stylus. I think it can work with other things, but I don't know much about that. But I'm using my Apple iPad Pro and my Apple Pencil. And I'm just gonna show you what it's all about. So let's get started. I'm gonna click into GoodNotes. So I already downloaded the digital planner into GoodNotes, and I'm just gonna click here. Okay, so here we are. This is the interface. It's a very clean and simple interface. It's very easy to use. It's very intuitive. I didn't have any problem learning it at all. It literally took me like 5 minutes to look at this and see what all the features are. The first thing, obviously, is this plan for success. So you can see I've filled this out. We have goals. This is like a goal sheet. We have career goals, bucket list, financial, family, social, and personal. And then up here we have lifetime, 5-year, and 3 months. So there's different ways that you can make this work for you. If you click this little thing up here, it brings down this menu with all of your options. Right here is the pen, and you can switch the pen style. I have it on ballpoint pen. You can also do brush pen and fountain pen. I found that the ballpoint pen is more clear to write with, but I'll show you the differences. You also have the different colors right here. Right now it's on black. There's also red and blue, but I'm just gonna show you. So the ballpoint pen looks like this, and then you have different thicknesses as well. You can make it really skinny, which I'll show you. You can make it this size, or you can make it really fat. So it's kind of fun to play around with. And then when you want to erase something, you just hit the erase here and just boop. There's also different sizes of erasers. So let's go back to the pen. I'll show you what the different pens look like. And we're gonna just go on this middle here. I found that this is like the best one for me. So I am going to write here a goal for my 3 months, which is walk every day. That pen is pretty similar to that one, but it's a little bit different. If you go here, we can go to the brush pen, and then I'm just going to write walk. Now you can do like a brush lettering type thing, you know, and it works with more pressure. The more pressure you put, the thicker your lines are. So you'd want to like do the downstrokes as more pressure. Okay, so I mean, that's just something you can do. Like I said, I don't really need to be fancy, at least for my purposes. You can get fancy if you want to, but for me, I just kind of like it on the ballpoint pen. So I'm just going to go in. Okay, it's already on that, and I'm just going to write, whoops. Okay, it looks like you can also, I didn't realize this. If you click this again, you can also like change the size to make it be whatever you want, which is actually really cool. So let's make it a little bit thinner. Let's try that. Walk every day. I kind of like that option to make it thinner because this was a little thick for me. But like I said, I didn't know that it even did that. So if you click this again, you're back up to this view, and then nothing you do on here is gonna like show up. So if you swipe, you're gonna go to the next tab, which is reading. So I decided to use this to track some of the books I want to read. So I put in a bunch of books. Okay, one thing I need to mention is you don't have to write in here with the stylus. I actually prefer to do that because I find it to be the quickest and the easiest way to get things down on paper, so to speak. But you can also use the text option. So that if you click this little T here, it brings that up. And then you can click this A, and you can choose the size. You can make it bigger or smaller. I'm gonna make it like, let's say 42, 41. All right. You can also change the font. It's a whole bunch of fonts to choose from. I'm just gonna leave it here on Helvetica because I think it's pretty easy to read for my own purposes. And then you can also make it, italics. Well, let's go back to styling. You can make it italics or bold. You can also do these three colors just like when you're writing, and you can do left justified, right justified, or center. So I'm gonna go ahead and click center. Now I'm gonna click in my document where I want it. Okay, now I'm just going to write in the name of the book. Okay, I made that a little too small, but you can obviously change that around. So then you can take this and you can move it around and just put it where you want it. All right, so you can, do that for all of these if you want. It'll obviously look neater, but for me, it's just quicker to do it this way. All right, click back up here. We are gonna go to the next page. So there's a bunch of reading lists. It gives you 2 reading lists, okay? So, and I think you can copy pages. I don't know how to do that, but I'm pretty sure you can create extra pages. If you like a page, say you need a reading list of like 3 or 4 pages, I'm pretty sure you can do that. I just haven't researched into how to do it. So if you go to the next thing, we have a habit tracker. So there's lots of things you can do with this, obviously. Lots of habits you can track. I'm not using it because I use habit trackers in my planner, but you could easily do this. So say you want to track, workout. Then you can come over here, you can use the highlighter feature. And then you have 3 options for your highlighter color. You have yellow, green, and blue, and 3 sizes. So I'm gonna click the smallest size, and I'm gonna say yellow. Okay, so I can go in and click the days of the month that I worked out. So I'm just gonna yellow actually doesn't show up great on that blue there, but say I work out these days. Okay. Okay, now we come to the Eisenhower Matrix. I was not familiar with this when I started. I think I'd heard of it before, but I didn't know it was called that, and I haven't looked at it in a while. So I wrote down some notes here just so you can see what these things mean. So we have 4 categories, 4 quadrants. We have urgent and important things like paying the bills, and I put down words to remind myself what these are: do, decide, delegate, and eliminate. Do things with clear deadlines. And then we have things that are not urgent and important, like revamping my Patreon tiers. Those are things that don't have a deadline, but that you might want to do to bring you closer to your goals. I think those are things that actually you are more likely to procrastinate on. So that's really important to me because I am a huge procrastinator. And then we have urgent but not important things like meal prep. Those are things you can delegate. They need to be done, but they don't require specific skills, so anyone can do them. So I'll delegate that to Allie. And then things that are not important and not urgent, like binge watching Riverdale. These are distractions. You can choose to eliminate them. I choose to do them. Whoops, I brought that back there. I was trying to click this little guy here. Okay, let's get back to Matrix. All right, so those are just some ideas. I haven't really been using this section of it. I just kind of wanted to show you what that was about. So there you go. And I think you have a few of these pages. Yeah, you have 3. Okay, now we are at the priority planner. You have, this is like projects. You have a task, who, due date, and completed. This is great if you are someone who works from home. You can just, you know, go in and type that you need to create this report and you need to, you know, collaborate with your coworker, and then the due date, and then you can check it off when it's completed. Since we have kind of a blank canvas here, I wanted to show you other things you can do. So if you go to shape, the little shapes here, you can like draw shapes. So I'm going to draw a circle and watch what happens when I connect it. It made a circle. I can draw a square. It's going to look, you know, wonky, but then it makes that shape. So, you know, look at that triangle. Boom. So I think that's really cool. Oh, the other thing you can do is zoom in and do whatever, you know. Oh, that made a little boop, boop, boop. Little lightning bolt, look. Boom. All right. So that's just an idea. Let me erase that. I'm gonna use my big eraser here. Okay. The lasso is really cool. So wait, let me do a little doodle here. I'm just gonna show you like some ideas of what I mean for this lasso thing. So let's make a doggy. You got a cute little guy here. Boop, boop. And then, oh, speaking of doggies, you can hear mine. Okay, so there's my dog. Kind of like, look, his tail's wagging. Kind of like really rough, obviously. Anyway, you can take this little lasso and go around it like this. And then you can move him around. So it's really cool if you want to just, you know, if you're drawing something or writing something, you want to move it around the page, you can do that. So let's try just writing something. So say complete report, and then you can lasso around that, and then you can move it. So if you like make a mistake, go over the line or whatever, you know, just move it around to where, or bring it down, be underneath another one. Say I want underneath the dog, I can do that. So there's definitely different options. We also have the photo options you can bring in. Okay, so it needs access to photos. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Why is it still? Oh, okay. I need to change it in settings, but you can bring photos in, okay? And then you can resize them, you can move them around, all of that. I think that's really cool. Another thing you can do is there's this laser pointer. So say you are giving some sort of presentation or whatever, if you're using this for work, you can kind of like, hey, look at this dog, and then it disappears. Or you can switch it to the little pointer guy and say, you know, I said we need to complete this report, and then it disappears. It's just like a laser pointer, so that's a pretty cool feature. It has a camera feature, so if you click this twice, it brings up the camera. You can take a photo. Let's just take a photo. And then use the photo. It brings it in, and you can resize it and move it around, twist it, turn it, resize it, and then move it over on top of that dog. Okay, let's go to the next page. We have another priority, 2 other priority planner pages. Now we're at the 2020 calendar. This is really good for tracking multiple things. So you could like track your periods on here. You could track birthdays. You can track anything, like even habits or days you worked out or whatever. Like there's so many things you could do with this. And I will just show you. So if you go into here and you click again, the highlighter, it's really easy to just kind of mark down the days that, you know, you need to mark down for whatever you want to use it for. So that's actually really useful. Okay, so a couple pages of that. Now we have monthly planning. So up here you have the months of the year, March, April, May, June, so you can switch it. So let's say we are in May now, so let's click on May. All right, so again, you can just write in here, let me see. So you can go ahead and write in whatever, like, I have no plans this month because we're in quarantine, but say, okay, hike. And we'll just put in some workout stuff, strength training. And once again, you can type this stuff in if you want, or you can make it bigger, smaller. It's very customizable for your needs. Okay, whoops. Yeah, so we're in monthly planning still. So this is more detailed monthly planning. You have last month's review, whoops. You have last month's review, wins, improvements, and then your goals for the month, and then notes. So that's just an important like month in review type of page, just so you can see where you're at and see where you want to be. If you swipe over, it's gonna keep going to the next month. But we're gonna go to weeks. Okay, so here we have a weekly breakdown. This would also be good for like priority tasks or for goals for each week. And then if you continue, it keeps giving you, you know, the other weeks. One thing I want to mention, you can get this in an undated version. I chose to have the dated version, but you can get it undated and then you just fill the dates in yourself. Okay, so those are the weekly breakdowns. Then we have weekly planning. So we have, again, this is a lot like the monthly planning, except in a weekly format. So very important for goal setting. And then we have the daily page, which I think is really useful. So here's March 1st, and then obviously you swipe, you're gonna get, well, after that page, you're gonna get to March 2nd. So each day has big goals, exercise, and then a schedule. I have used this a few times for like my daily schedule because I think it's really helpful for me to have a daily schedule for my social media stuff, for my YouTube and my Patreon, but I don't really like make pages in my planner for that. I do once in a while if I'm really overwhelmed, but this was like pretty cool to keep me on track, just to like, you know, break out my activities and just see what I've got going on for the day. It kind of helped me waste or not like stop wasting time. So that's really important. Oh, we have affirmation up there, always a good thing. And then over here, we've got a big blank page for notes, and then we have today's wins and what's gonna happen tomorrow. So in notes section, I would like do big, you know, I might do this, let's see. I might be like, I might just doodle. I might like just make my own. I'm just doing this quick. Rah. What is up with that? So today's notes, accomplished my goals. So you can really be creative with this. Come in here, whoops, make some hearts. You know what I mean? You can do whatever you want. Okay, and last but not least, we have a, whoops, I gotta go back out here. We have a notes section. So there's all these different styles of pages. We have blank, dotted, dotted grid, grid, and lined. So let's choose dotted grid. You've got like a graph. Okay, so let's go back, whoops. So then you've got all these graph pages. So you can make that be whatever you want it to be. Anyway, there's lots more you can do with this. I did not show you all the features, but it's very intuitive, very easy to use, and just something different to do if you know, just want to try it out. Another thing I wanted to mention is that Boss Personal Planner does not only sell digital planners, they actually have paper planners that are actually really cool, like book-bound paper planners. So if you go to their website, you can check that out as well. Real quick, I just figured out how to add a page. Remember I said you can add more pages of each kind. So if you're on a, like say you're on Habit Tracker, you click this little plus sign up here and it's going to take you to this, and you can add a current template. You can add like regular note pages. It's really cool. So Cornell, legal pad, like single column. So you have all these like choices of templates, and then you can choose to either add it before this page, after this page, or as the last page. So I'm going to click after this page and then click current template. So now what I've done is I have this page and then I have an extra Habit Tracker page. You can also search. So if you click this little search button right here, you can search. Now I'm going to search products. Whoops. I'm going to search products and see if it can pick up. See, it already picked up my handwriting. So that's really cool. Like, you don't have to use the text to have it pick up what you wrote. You know what I mean? Search a word and it's going to come up even if you hand wrote it, which I think is really cool. Okay, so last thing, if you look in the description box below, there's going to be a coupon code where you can get 25% off your first purchase at Boss Personal Planner. So go check that out. It's a really cool site, so you can just kind of look around and see what else they have. And I guess that's it. Oh, one more thing I wanted to mention is that if you're somebody who likes to do bullet journaling, like this would be actually really cool. You can set up different like note pages. You can do blank note pages and stuff. You can bring in like import stickers that you find online, like digital stickers or just pictures, and do some hand lettering, like just really make it your own. So I just want to mention that bullet journaling would be really fun on this. I just haven't done it yet. So that's it from me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye.